What's happening, family? White Boy Radio back with another one. On this video, I'm going to get into a friend of mine that just caught 30 years. And I'm going to break down the Florida Reoffender Act and explain it to everybody. And I'm going to tell you how I know this individual, where we met, and what happened and how we got 30 years. Let's get into it. What's up with it? White Boy Radio back with another one. Gonna get right into it. Subscribe, like, share, notifications. You could see in the opening clip, the gentleman's name is Corrupt. And you could, I don't know if you saw the charges or not, but yes, this is correct. 30 years, 30 years for burglary of a structure and damage of $1,000. Burglary of another charge, second charge, burglary of an unoccupied structure, burglary, tools in possession. 30 years for a burglary. So the story is, well, let me tell you the backstory. Corrupt is a gentleman that and a friend that I met when I was inside of prison. Not once, but twice. It is very, very odd and very rare. Um, I mean, it's very rare to be in prison with somebody twice. Look, first off, I don't promote prison over here. I try to share my experiences and explain things with people because I know they have family inside there. But I went twice. Hey, look, it took me a long time to get it right. Um, he was in the same institution that I was in the first time and the second time. And it was the second time around that we bonded real, and we kind of got close. Look, when you're inside a prison, you meet people. Look, it's a very depressing stage. It's a very tough time in your life. You're down, you're depressed, and all that stuff. Um, you do talk to people. You want to have conversation, okay? And you go through things with dudes in there that it's a very different type of comparison to friends. I got friends, I think about my wedding day. I've had friends I've known there for 20 plus years, a lot of them. Okay. Um, I think about when I tell these stories about prison, and then I have friends that I met inside of prison. I have a lot of friends and a lot of dudes I know in prison, but I don't keep up with all of them. Some dudes in there, I know when they get out, they can come right back in. Okay. A lot of guys. But I would keep up with a select few, not really too many. And a lot of the guys I put on the channel already. Corrupt he was supposed to be a guest. I was supposed to get his interview. Yep. And you know the friendship is different though because you go through stuff inside a prison with guys that your friends on the street you never have. You never have those boundaries or you never have those incidences with your friends that you know your whole life. You know, and it's very difficult. A lot of the times in the live chat, I have JD. There's if you ever see a comment from a guy named JD, he's a very good friend I met in prison. I got a lot of interviews. If you want to know who that person is and see him visually, plenty of interviews with him way back on the channel in the catalog of videos. But JD was somebody that I kept up with, and I talked to a lot. Corrupt was somebody, and I have another friend the internet knows, Viking Fitness. He had a channel for a long time on YouTube. I believe he just started to get something together again. But you know, and then there's Raven and a few others. My point is, Corrupt. He was supposed to come on the channel. I had faith in him. I thought he was going to do good. I really did. Um, I was talking to him while he was still in. I had got out, and he had a lot of years left when I got out. But I remember around 2 years, yeah, about 2 years left. Um, I was living in a different place, a different part of Florida at the time, and I would talk to him. He was able to get a cell phone. Okay, he was able to utilize a cell phone, so um, he can call me freely, and we talked a lot. And I even I even let him speak to my wife. I told my wife, I had this conversation. Hey, man, when we're moving out that way by him, he will be somebody that you know. Okay, and there's a hard conversation with the wife to introduce prison friends. It's not that easy. But hey, look, they're my friends. I'm a loyal person. I remember about 2 years, and the phone calls would come in less and less. He would go to confinement, this and that, and it came to a time where I was at work, and I'm like, "What happened to Corrupt? He's got to be out by now." So I went on a mission. Where is this dude? And I would search everything. I could not find him. I even called his mom. I was so cool with him. I had his mom's number. I called his mom. I don't know if her number changed or what happened. It was a dead issue. And I'm like, he'll probably reach out to me, when he gets on his feet or whatever. Time went on. Time went on. Finally, man, I was out back working out. And I'm like, Noel, let's check. Let's check the. Let's look. Let's look at the jails, and we found him. 30 years. Okay. When I was in prison with him, he helped me get a tutoring job. Okay, a tutoring job. It was a job that I could not do, and I did not like. This is my second time in. Inmates, they have to. When you're in prison or jail, you're gonna have to either work physical labor for your good time, your gain time, or you're gonna go to school. And so you don't have to work. If you go to prison and you don't have a GED, you don't have to work, but you have to go to school and get that GED. And so when you get off the bus, they give you some tests to do your first couple of days in prison, and it was a basic like FCAT type of thing. And I really just breezed through it, but I scored high on this thing, high on the group of gentlemen that came on the bus with me. And look, I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging or anything. I'm not book smart at all. That should tell you the intelligence level that we're on this bus. I'm just saying. I'm not bragging at all. I'm not book smart. But I scored high, and they approached me and they asked me about this tutoring job. Okay, I never did this. I don't know. So I was like weird about it, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go in the kitchen. I don't want to open the freezer door and see two dudes boning each other, getting sucked off. I don't want to get one of these weirdo jobs. Listen, I'll just do the tutoring, whatever. How bad can it be? So Corrupt pulled some strings, and he helped me get in there. Okay, he was already a tutor. Now, so I would go there, and then I didn't like it because I'm in there. I'm teaching jits how to do basic things, math and whatever it was, algebra, whatever it was, simple high school stuff. But I didn't like it because it was I was around a lot of gang members, and one time I had to teach this freaking gang member. He was so ignorant, man. He was really stupid. So I would just give him a calculator. All right, I'm like, just cheat. And the dumbass gets caught with the calculator. With the ladies there, she's like, how to get the calculator? I'm like, oh my God, this dude. And then this lady was like 60 something years old. Okay, older black woman, 60 something years old. The dude is in the back whacking off to the lady. I'm like, man, this is not for me. This is not for me. So I pulled a stunt. And I told Corrupt, my bro, you're my dude and everything, man, but I can't do this, man. I just can't do this. So I had to pull a stunt to get out of the job because otherwise it's called refusing to work, and I would get in trouble for that. So I just told the 60-something-year-old lady, I'm like, she's an older black lady too. I felt bad about this, but I'm like, hey, look, I'm in an Aryan gang, and I just can't do this, man. I don't want to get in trouble, this and that. And she said, oh, honey, I understand, blah blah. She got me out of there, but I lied to her, but it worked. I got out of that. But this dude was solid, man. He got me right in there right away. Corrupt was a good dude. Um, he's a real convict. He knows how to adapt very well to prison life. Um, it doesn't matter what prison he goes to. He doesn't have to have anybody on the street sending him a dime. He's gonna make sure he can tattoo. He's gonna make sure he can do a lot of things. This is the dude that did a piece of my leg. Matter of fact. Matter of fact, the guy that got 30 years in the video that we're about, he did a piece of my leg. Okay, he actually did right here, from right here down. It says, "I owe you nothing." So he did that. Now, he was always there. He always had my back. Um, he was an older dude, and he made me laugh. Well, how we became friends, we started talking and stuff. And this gentleman's been in and out of prison the majority of his life. He went to prison when his daughter was about 12, and he got at that time on that prison bid, he got about I forget how many years he got, but he got some time. And she was growing up while he was in there, and he called home. She was about 16, 17. He calls home one day and says, and she's got the boyfriend over there. And, he left home. His daughter was 12 years old. She's grown up now and has, she's dating. So he says, let me have the phone. Let me talk to your boyfriend. And the girl hands, the phone to the boyfriend. And Corrupt says, hey, kid, you better have her home at 11. And he's like, okay. He's like, do you know who I am? He's like, yeah, you're in prison for like 10 years right now. He's like, that's right. If you don't have her home by 11, I've been in prison a long time. And I cannot, if you don't have her home by 11, I cannot wait to see that pretty pink butthole of yours. And the kid's like, yes, sir, I'll have her home by 11. The kid shit his pants. He's a big dude. I'm saying this now, but I'll put his photo on the screen throughout this video. Listen, man, Corrupt's a good dude, man. I could sit here and tell a lot of stories about him, a lot of funny ones. At the end of the day, when stuff would happen, that dude had my back, man, and I had his back. Both times. We had a bond our second time in prison because we had already been through something in life together that most people don't experience. We survived it together. And like the dumbasses that we are, we got out and broke the law again and went back. And here we land at another prison. So we had already proven our loyalty, our bond. I know you're going to go for me. You know you're going to go for me. I got your back. We're going to make money together in here. We're just going to do this thing here. We're stuck here until we leave. I got you. You got me. Let's make the best scenario here out of this bad situation. And that's what we did, man. And but he got caught up, man, people, for doing what Corrupt does. And what Corrupt does is he robs construction sites. What Corrupt does is he's an addict. He's an addict. He got out of prison for a little bit over 1 year after doing 8 years. 8 years. And he did what he does. What he does is he goes to construction sites, new residential homes, and if you ever see where a construction house getting built, they're gonna put the stucco on the house. They're gonna put the blocks, the block work, the masonry work, okay, and then they put the stucco on. He'll go crank that chain off. He'll grab the concrete mixer and tow it away. and all the equipment, and he'll go sell it because he lives out of he's from Tampa and Manatee County in Florida, and he sells construction supplies. He does it to feed his habit. Um, the problem with corrupt man is, and I hate to make this video, is corrupt is institutionalized. He is a good dude and a good friend of mine, but he has been in and out of the system so much. He excels. He excels in the prison system. He's gonna get a tattoo gun. He knows how to make ink, so he's straight. Tattoo men, they always do good. He's gonna hustle. He'll probably sell cigarettes. He's gonna draw. He's gonna have his hustle. He's gonna make his money. He's gonna do his thing, man. He knows how to get good jobs. He's an old school convict, man. He knows how to live very well in prison, the best that you possibly can. The problem is he doesn't know what to do when he gets out of here. And what he does is go back to bad habits. And it's a shame. It's a shame. What we have now is the reason that he has the 30 years is because it's something called the Reoffender Act. I don't know where everyone's from that watches the videos, but I do know a lot of you have people inside of. Listen, when it comes to my subs, there are categories that I have recognized that you guys struggle with. One category is addiction. Yeah, either you have or someone in your family. One category is incarceration. Either you have or somebody in your family. One category is domestic violence. Either you have or somebody in your family, and so on and so on. Corrupt has a little bit of all that, but it's majority of addiction and incarceration. And unfortunately, recidivism is when you get out of prison or jail and go back. You become a number. You become stats, statistics, and you fall victim of the system. The Reoffender Act in prison and the Reoffender Act in Florida is just. I've known so many guys, man, personally, that have got nailed by this. And I guess if I have to explain this, it would be similar to the three strikes law that I believe they still have in Florida. Excuse me, California. Here in Florida, we don't have a three strikes law. For anybody coming out of prison in Florida, when you get back around your first week, your last week of doing time, they bring you a piece of paper, and you have to sign it. You literally have to signature this piece of paper, and what it says is it's a category of charges that if you catch when you get released within 3 years. So if you get released on 9 11, 2022, from 9/11/22 to 9/11/25, you are in the reoffender category. That means if you get arrested for one of these charges on this piece of paper that you signed, you're going to get an enhancement. And most of the charges are, you can Google it, but it's burglaries, carjacking, of course, murder, of course, all the bad ones. But burglaries happen to be on there. It's not a lot of charges, but it's basically all the bad stuff, all the common sense stuff, and burglaries. I'm not talking about a petty theft from Walmart or something like that, but a burglary. You will get a reoffender. And this is what happens. I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. This is like the fifth friend that I've had and known personally that this has happened to. What happens is, in a situation like him, and I know him, so I already know what he does. Um, in a normal circumstance, what would happen is let's take the last time that I met him, he was doing 8 years for the same thing. Now I don't know if he caught more charges or whatever, but he was doing the same thing basically. So he got 8 years. This time, because that you signed that paper, it doesn't matter if you have Johnny Cochran if he was alive. It doesn't matter what lawyer you get. Your first offer, your first offer is 15 years. 15 years. Because you are under the Reoffender Act. And now you can't no what happens is no guys take that. No one wants to sign for 15 years. No way. So you're left to take it to trial. Now if you take it to trial and lose, you're opening yourself up to the maximum sentence plus an additional 15 years. And his charges carried 15 years plus 15. He's gotten 30 now. It's sad to find this out. And I caught him. I caught him at the very beginning when me and Noel looked him up. He was just getting to a reception center, so he hasn't been in there a long time yet. He hasn't reached out, but I was wondering where he went, and I did find him. You know, here in the future, I will write him. I don't know if he's embarrassed or what. Of course he is. But I really wanted to get this thing out on the internet, man, to explain reoffender. I don't know where everybody's from or what laws they have in place, but I'm sure every state has something similar here. And you don't have to put it in the comments, but I have, you know, getting close to 9,500 people subscribed to this channel. I know somewhere someone has somebody in their family that might be a corrupt. And if I had to guess, it's probably due to addiction because that's all this was with him. He's not a bad dude, man. He's actually a good person. One of the most loyal people that I know. The problem is, man, addiction, man. You have to be careful. If people getting out of prison, man, you have the world is stacked against you. You have to come out strong minded. And the problem that I have with my friend Corrupt and many others that I've seen go down this road is I know that you're strong minded. And this is the advice I want to give you if you have people in there. I know that you're strong minded. You survived prison. You survived something that most people have no idea about. They have to go to movies or YouTube to learn about. That is the closest place to hell. It's a land of bullies. You see so much violence in there. The images and the occurrences, they're forever embedded in your brain. They will never leave. Some people say they have PTSD when they leave and all types of other things, but you survived it. It's easy out here. Out here, you don't have to look over your back all the time, man. You did the hard part. Out here, it's easy. Why, man? Why does so many people fumble out here? It's not hard to just be grounded. It's not, man. In prison, they're gonna make you work for free. So if you got a job at McDonald's making $10 an hour, you're doing 10 times better than you were. You get a paycheck. Man, you could do it out here. It's not difficult. It becomes difficult when you go back to old habits, man. When you go back to old habits is when it becomes difficult. You're strong minded. I know that you are. In prison, you weren't doing dope. You were sober. Sure, you could get it in there. You get anything in there. But you strengthen your mind enough to leave it inside there. So why wait till you get out of here with all that clean time to fumble at the 1 yard line? It don't make any sense, man. It hurts me to do this video about my friend, but it's a message behind it, man, to people getting out. People have family in there. You got to tell them, man, you really have to be their support system when they're getting released. I know this guy's mom, and if I got to be honest with you guys, he's been to prison like 7 times. I'm just keeping it 100% real. I told you, it's what he likes to do. You still have faith though. And look, man, myself, I've been through the addiction. I've been in and out of jail and prison. I just don't understand sometimes if I'm doing it out here, if I'm doing it out here, why can't everybody just do it? I don't understand it. And I know this is addiction, and addiction is very, very, very complicated to do. I really wanted to do an addiction channel at one point. The problem is, man, I think I'm fed up with hearing excuses and I can't. You know, you can, man, you can. And if you have people in there, you have to really, really, really support them, man, at the going home time. Even if they're a corrupt, even if they've been in and out more than him, less than him. It doesn't matter how many times they've been in and out. They're coming out strong minded. They need a support system, man. Because I think with him, it's a little bit of institutionalized, a little bit of addict, and just not knowing what to do out here. And I've seen this happen to too many of my friends. And 30 years, man. I looked at his release date when I found this out, and it it almost made me sick. He will get out in 2049, people. 2049. It's a long time. Hey, man, the Reoffender Act is something serious they have in Florida. All states have these things. These are enhancements. They're enhancements. I was once in a jail. Now, this was not my friend or anything, but there was a guy. He had something called career criminal enhancement. That one is bad. So instead of starting off with 15, the best deal, in that guy's case, his best deal, or I'm sorry, he started off with 30 years. The enhancement is 30 years. It's double the reoffender. Um, you know, these states have these things. They have them for a reason, though. I think when everybody thinks about these laws and whatever, and I'm not knocking the law. I don't love it, but I'm not knocking it. Okay. Um, because look, there's some people that 100% deserve this to happen to. Okay. Sure, there are. And look, when it comes to my own friend, hey, look, the construction companies add a lot of money. Small business, probably. Okay. I get all that. Right. But at the end of the day, what I'm telling you is I know the person behind the crime, and he's not a bad dude. He's not a piece of crap. Um, you know, I just need support, man, and to understand all the aspects of it, man. And I hope I broke it down a little bit, man, for you. But 30 years is a long time. Hey, not Matt. Until the next one, man. White Boy Radio. Check it out. Check out the link tree. Smash the members below if you can, and check out a video that I have. It's called "My Friend Got Life for a Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich." This is the same thing. The same thing.